All right, Inder, I'm just out front of your house here at 152 State. First thing I do is get this driveway cleaned up, sweep the stones off of it, the cigarette butts. There's like 100 of them. Probably pull the weeds out of the garden, the vines off the rail. Maybe put some mulch in there, clean it up. Depending if it's snowing or not. Obviously, if it's snowing, you're not going to see it anyway. Along the side of the house, you've got some junk there. Some old railings or something that are on your property line. Looks like it's from the neighbor. You might want to just get that tidied up. Now, the first impression, the first thing I'd do is get rid of this screen door. Just throw it in the garbage. If you really want a screen door, buy a new one. Otherwise, I don't think you really need it. And then I would paint or severely wash this door because the first impression is terrible. As you can tell, it's really gross and dirty looking. So that's why giving it a wipe down and maybe painting it would be the easiest thing. The next thing I notice is you do have a nice front entranceway. The thing I'm confused about is why is there carpet in the front entrance? This is going to get, especially because we live in Canada, this is going to get soaked with water, and you're going to have mold and mildew in a matter of 2 months from everyone's wet boots and shoes and everything soaking into this rug and underpad. I would, if I were you, pull this carpet up, have a transition strip right there, and just put an inexpensive piece of like rubber or vinyl floor. It can look pretty. It can have a tile design. I recommend before your contractor picks paint colors or materials that first you contact me and get my approval. Just because I want to make sure that the style and the colors, if you're going to put new products in, let's at least make sure that they look nice instead of spending several $1,000s on new stuff that doesn't look as sexy as it could if you just picked a different color that I would recommend, okay? Contractors sometimes are good at that stuff with designing, but sometimes they're just not. Here's a perfect example. Yes, it's carpet, it's nice, but this is going to be an issue for sure. So I would just pull this piece out again, put some vinyl down and some quarter round around the edges of the trim just to seal it in. Maybe put some caulking along by the door where everybody's going to come in with their wet boots and shoes. It's going to be an issue. The next thing I would do is I would just buy, go around and replace all the light fixtures. You can just buy like a bunch of contractor grade flush mount lights just to replace all these old fans. You could probably buy one standalone chandelier, that's pretty looking for 80, 90 bucks from Home Depot. That would look nice when you come in the door there. I'd paint all the walls. The color is Revere Pewter. I would keep, it would be nice to paint all the trim, but I know it's a lot of work. So if the trim is this stain color, then we could leave it. If it's this color over here, then I think we should paint it like a dark brown to try and just sort of make it look kind of like it ties in, or paint it white. But I don't know, the white just isn't going to work. It's always annoying when you have two different colors of trim. You've got wood trim and then you've got yellowish wood trim, or if you painted it white trim. That's what I'm saying. Maybe we could just do like a dark brown on this trim in here. But before you paint it, I think you've got to caulk all the gaps. Make sure this is brad nailed better to the wall. And not silicone, but use DAP. Caulk all these gaps, make sure it's tight, then paint it so it looks clean. Maybe grab a dark color out of this trim here to use that so that it doesn't look so mismatched. And then the trim on the windows is okay. All the ceilings in the entire house need a fresh coat of flat white ceiling paint, probably 2 coats. And in some cases, you might even need a fresh coat of oil-based primer, Kills oil-based primer first, because this ceiling looks a little bit yellow, almost like it was smoked in before, which means it might bleed through the paint after you put it on. And the Kills oil-based primer blocks that smoking stain from bleeding through your nice, fresh, flat white paint. It's important on ceilings. You always use flat white paint because flat white hides the imperfections. On the walls, we would do an eggshell. Need some little drywall repair here and there. So I'd have a painter go around, fix any drywall repairs that you see, which there's many everywhere. And then paint all the walls Revere Pewter in the whole house. This room here, this laminate floor is in terrible shape. It's separating in many places. It's got water damage in many places. And I think it would be advantageous for you just to put a nice new piece of vinyl floor right on top of this floor with some new trim around the edges just to clean it up. Maybe the same kind of vinyl floor that we put in there that matches so it ties in well. And then I would have that same new floor flow into this room as well. So I think you should pull out this brown floor that looks like it's got bubbles all over the place. It's not really very tight, as you can see. So let's get rid of it, pull it out, and put a new vinyl floor. This is a vinyl floor. This is what I'm talking about. It comes in a big roll. But when it's properly done, it doesn't have bubbles in it like this, and it's not curling up in the corners like that. And then I wouldn't pick anything that looks anything like this with the wood style. It'd be a nice modern tile mosaic design. I could show you some examples. The next thing you got to do is put in new cabinets. These cabinets, they could be painted, but I mean, look at these things. Would you want to put your fork, knife, and spoon that you're going to eat with in there? I mean, I don't know how much you clean it. I don't think you're ever going to get it back up to snuff. And if we want to rent to good people, you're not going to get good people. Good people have high standards, and people with high standards, this would be below their standards. And it's not even that much money. Each cabinet's about $200, so you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, you could just get rid of the dishwasher. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'd probably not have the fridge there. I'd have the fridge over here. So, you know, you got a fridge by itself. So you got like 8 cabinets. That's it. A run of countertops. A gas stove, which is fine. We'll just buy a new gas stove, a new hood fan, a new light fixture there as well. The light fixture in this room should be a track light, one that runs along the ceiling, kind of about a 7 or 8 light track light that can shine in multiple directions, you know, showcasing the house really nice. And the ceilings, you can see, look at, you got to put oil-based primer on this to get rid of the stains. The water stains are going to bleed right through the paint. So then put the Kills oil-based primer on first, replace that with the track light, get rid of this altogether. If there's a box there, just put a blank faceplate on it, block it off. Doesn't need to be there at all. I think all the plugs and receptacles in the house should match. So this kind of stuff, and the fact that you have beige here and you have black there, I think they should all match. Like, look at, you got white over there and mismatched over there. You know, it's an inexpensive sink, an inexpensive faucet. That'll do the trick. An interesting thing, I'm not really sure what to tell you to do back here, but you got this really weird sunroom thing that's just nasty. I mean, ideally, you just rip it right off and bring it all to the dump. But if you're going to keep it, then at least clean it up, you know. Maybe put some new panels on the ceiling so that it's not sagging, looks like it's going to fall down, in a newer light fixture, and some cheap vinyl on the floor. Maybe, like something like that. And then the railing out back on the deck, there's no railing and there's no stairs, so we need to fix that, make it safe. There's something we got to do about that. Obviously, we got to get rid of all this garbage and the swing set and stuff like that. The basement, I wouldn't bother finishing it. It's not going to add any value, and it's an old house. So chances are the basement will get wet from time to time, and then whatever you put down there will be ruined anyways, so it would be a waste. Also, you want to make sure you got screens. A lot of your screens look like they're damaged. You know, and the blinds. Just get rid of the blinds. We'll worry about the blinds later. If we can rent the house without blinds, we will. If the tenant asks for them, well, we'll put them in if we need to as a deal, if it's a deal breaker. You can see more drywall repair. That's what I'm talking about. A painter will just go around and fix up everything. More inexpensive contractor grade flush mount lights. Don't put the ones with the little nipple in the middle. Get the ones that are like a flush mount. It's like a bowl with 3 little tabs on it. Those are the kinds of lights that look good. You get 1, 2, 3, and then probably 4. Another one in that bedroom over there. Don't do anything upstairs. We're just going to tell people that storage space. That place is weird up there. You see the trim in here has already been painted white. It is what it is. So we can put a fresh coat of white paint on there, and we'll leave the rest natural wood. Natural wood. Get rid of all the stickers. Paint everything. These doors are hard to move. I'd recommend maybe just shaving a little bit off the bottom with a planer so that they swing properly, if, you know, so they're not so hard to move. The bathroom, wow. Okay. This bathroom, I don't know what to say. Let's get rid of that claw tub. Let's put a new toilet in. Let's put a vanity that's not very big. We can stay in the same spot, but just get like a 24-inch vanity from Home Depot. They're $99. Put a nice mirror. Get rid of that thing. The vanity needs to have some storage in it. I don't like pedestal sinks. There's nowhere to put your stuff. And I say we just put a corner shower kit in. Inexpensive shower kit that'll fit in the corner nicely. Put the shower head nice and high. And let's replace this light with another track light like in the kitchen. Only this one, instead of having 5 or 6 lights, will only have 3. So you can shine in the shower, shine on the toilet, and shine on the vanity. And that'll provide lots of light for this room. The last thing I would say for this job is this room needs some kind of flooring, carpeting, or whatever. A lot of stickers, needs paint. Again, needs another light. Ceilings need paint. You know, these need to be trimmed in. You can see there's like insulation sticking out. It just needs to be finished. There's a lot of work here. So, not sure what your plans are, but those are my recommendations.